they would kick a small child.
Oh, I didn't know my phone should be charged.
Get your shit together there.
Welcome everyone to Simple Politics, episode 10.
Double digits, motherfuckers.
And Andy's semi getting better at editing along the way.
This might be
It's
the
all
first
new to
time. Yeah, this might be the first time we actually post 2 episodes in a week or in a month.
No, Andy's learning editing, so thank God for that. It's all new to him, so you guys got to be real nice about that.
Oh, go to hell.
All
All
right.
right, so what do we got going on? What topics we got going on today, Pat? What's the big news?
So, non-Republican thing right now, but it definitely ties into a lot of Republican talk. Did you hear what Papa John had to say?
What did Papa John have to say? What?
Well, he did talk to the OAN network,
Oh no,
Oh, God.
and
this is bad.
OAN network had some statements about, don't you feel it's bad how cancel culture got you and shit like that?
And what did he say to that?
So he says, he was hurt. He was betrayed by his board. And
No.
Oh.
he spent months redefining his vocabulary. He said, I think he spent almost a year, and the N-word is finally out of his vocabulary.
That's
Thank
what
God
he
for
said?
that. Yeah. Thank God.
Okay. First of all, that word. I mean, it surely was. I mean, all of us are pretty much '90s kids. It was never okay for us to say the N-word at all.
No.
In the '90s,
No. Close.
let alone
At the
the
same
goddamn 2010s. What in the fucking hell?
At the same time, it's like it took you that long to remove that word from your vocabulary. Like, are you not paying attention to what's going on? Even back then, it wasn't acceptable for him to just spout that shit while he's trying to sell cheap, greasy pizza.
Oh my God, Jesus Christ! What other I mean, in high school, everyone used to say the other F word like it was nothing, and
Yeah,
What's
now,
the other F word?
FAGGOT.
Oh,
the other slur.
I mean,
and now we're
and
at
now
least
you
now
can't
we're
say
finally
that.
seeing some decrease on that. Yeah, I mean,
Um,
and that's not cancel culture. That's just
that's just us-
understanding. Like, that's offensive.
Yeah.
Like, that's not cancel culture. That's just being straight up offensive.
um,
You don't need to use those words. It's just that simple.
you know, the T word, that word, like even that word is I think that one.
Yeah, I
is
don't know
bad.
my curse words here. I don't know what the T word is. You know.
TRANNY.
Oh,
But even
that's
even
a bad
that
word?
some people like I've been like, is it okay? Like, do you guys have a problem when you hear like certain people from certain groups using words that if another person said it to them, they would get offended?
I mean, it would depend on the context. I mean, some of them, like some black people, can actually use that N word in a derogatory term versus another black person as well, and it could be very offensive depending how they're using it. If they're not saying it like in a friendly way, and they're trying to like pretty much start a fight, it could just get very offensive like that.
There are a lot of black people that just don't like even other black people saying it. I've heard that.
And that's a fair statement too.
I was at a bowling alley once, and there was some arguing, and some African Americans were there saying the N word, and there were other African Americans that were telling them to stop.
And I don't blame them. I mean, I get it. Like, it's tough because, we're 3 white people talking about it. But you also see non-black people, like the Hispanics, and very rare, but the Asians will also use the N-word. And that's not a free pass for them either.
I gotta say, I think that black men have leased out the N-word to some Hispanic women to say, because I have seen...
And that's the thing, though, but they
women.
haven't.
say that
just feel,
word all
they just
the
feel
time.
like they can say that, and they certainly
There must be a
can't say it
contract.
either.
Yeah, but no, you're
Well,
right. You're
it's,
right.
It's interesting you mentioned that because friend of mine in college, her mother is from South America. I forget what country. Father's white, and she was born and raised pretty much in England, and she looks black. Like you would never guess that she was from a South American country. And
I mean, South American does have a pretty good white population.
it
South
does,
Af-
and that's the thing. People don't realize that. Like, people don't realize that the world is a big place and it's more complicated than most people.
They can't understand things. So that goes into what happened on March 10th, where an Oklahoma lawmaker
Oh boy.
said the N-word.
Well, it's Oklahoma, and that doesn't surprise me. I mean,
But he had a good defense, though.
oh, what's the defense?
What was his defense? Was he mispronouncing an African country?
It was a slip of the tongue.
Niger?
It was a slip of a tongue, he said. He didn't mean to say it was a slip of a tongue. I hate when that happens to people. They're just meant to say something and, oh no, I said a racist thing.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's no bueno.
Nope.
And that's the thing that Republicans will use as if that's like an okay defense. Like, oops, sorry. It shouldn't be in your vocabulary. Why are you saying it?
Although the other word, the T word, as you mentioned, Andy, so there was a friend of mine who is a transgendered person shared this picture on Facebook. This is going back years. This is the funniest thing, though. I get such a laugh out of it. I shouldn't laugh this hard at it, but I do. He shared this thing, and it was a picture, and it said, the top caption said, "Uh-oh, a tranny in the bathroom." And I'm like,
Jesus.
I scroll down, and I see a bathroom. Oh shit, there's a bathroom, and there on the floor is a transmission from a car. Get it?
Jesus Christ.
I don't know why I found that so funny.
Because you like dad jokes.
That is a dad joke. It really is a dad joke.
Not a good one, but it's a dad joke.
It's more. Some jokes are meant for memes, and that's it. That was a meme-only joke, and I will.
But anyway,
to
go back to the. I mean,
well, you remember when Roseanne Barr was spouting some racist shit on Twitter, and she blamed it on Valium?
Something like that. No, I mean she made a comment. She
made some comment, and she blamed it on Valium.
Yeah, and it wasn't an appropriate comment at all. Like it wasn't like.
But the pills did not make her say that. That's not a side effect of.
No, it's not. And anyone that sees this could look it up, but I'll because it's wrong what she said, but I'll just say she compared Valerie Jarrett, the former Obama admin person, who she said she looked like a certain animal, which is like,
and even though it happened years ago, people don't forget, and it's still on the internet there somewhere.
And that's why she lost her show too. That's why
she deserved to lose it, though.
This is what This is what okay, so
see, she was very Roseanne did a complete 180. Like I remember watching the old Roseanne shows. She was literally the most progressive person in Hollywood, hands down. And then just once Trump came along, she fell right off the deep end.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, it was an amazing flip that was just totally ridiculous.
See, here's the thing. One, social media, obviously, whenever you're on social media, whether it's Twitter, Facebook, whatever, you do have to be a little bit more careful of what you say, because
True.
That's number one. We have more access to people's opinions. Now, as for blaming drugs or anything, there's that old statement, a drunk mind brings out the sober heart. If you have bad opinions on something, an issue in general, and you start doing anything like drinking too much or taking too much Valium or what have you, then your true rotten to the core self will come out. So you shouldn't be blaming the drugs. They just let you finally expose you for who you really were in the first place. That's my opinion on that.
The actual pill she took was Ambien. And that's just a sedative to help treat insomnia, I think.
But you shouldn't blaming drugs for your stupid.
You're responsible for whatever you do.
Yeah.
Well, what about let's go into the new one now of what happened on March 12th when a basketball announcer said the N-word during a game.
Oh, that was worse. He basically
his solid defense though. He had a solid defense also.
Well, oh no! Don't tell me. What, he didn't know that the mic was hot?
He blamed it on his diabetes. His diabetes made him say the N-word during a live game. Incredible.
My grandmother.
All these things are making us racist out here.
My grandmother had diabetes out the bunghole.
And she was also saying the N-word to people?
And she never said the N-word.
How do you know? She might have been going to them basketball games.
I guess so, but
clearly it's a thing.
No bueno.
Yeah. How do you blame? Just no.
Yeah.
No.
I tell you, this has been a whole shit show of what Republicans have done after another. On March 11th, the governor of fucking shithole Nebraska said legalizing weed will kill kids. It's gonna kill the kids.
Oh God, it's gonna.
No, just no.
Back to that hole. The weed's gonna kill you. I already told you about with Mark Rubio and what he's trying to do with his whole reptile ban. That was like a payday.
Oh my God! So
that was a payday.
I mean, I don't. Okay, so obviously, no one should own unless if you actually know what you're doing, no one should own a reticulated python. Okay.
And a Burmese. That's a fair statement.
And a Burmese, and rock pythons aren't even meant to be goddamn pets because they're
mean. They're mean.
They're very mean. But like a ball python, I mean, the biggest a female gets is 6 foot.
They're docile too.
Yeah, they're fine. There are a lot of reptiles that are fine, and I don't understand. I mean,
it was definitely a payday from some sort of side to push that agenda.
Yes, definitely. But yeah, Steve, since you don't know what's going on, Florida is considering banning all reptiles for sale as pets,
like ownership,
and amphibians,
and it kind of came out of nowhere.
And also,
it's also going to be a big legal battle too, because this was already there was already acts set in place, and Mark Rubio decided let's kind of tip the boat and put a lot of taxpayer money into this lawsuit. So it's a payday from somewhere. Someone had to poke him with a stick and say, "Go on and do it."
I mean,
he didn't wake up. He didn't wake up one day and said, "Okay, I'm going to do this now." Someone had to give him that idea to let's fucking try it.
Yeah, that's just absolutely bonkers, ridiculous.
So wait, are we for the ban on reptiles or against it? Because I thought that
I'm for.
We're against.
I'm for anyone
definitely
owning a pet as long as you can take care of it. If you can't take
Okay,
care
okay.
if you can't
We definitely
take-
could make import bans on certain animals so they're not like wild caught and thrown into captivity. But Marco Rubio here is kind of like, it seems like he's like, I hate reptiles, so no one should have a pet reptile. That's pretty much how he came across. I hate reptiles. No one should ever have a pet reptile.
Maybe he's part of QAnon. Wasn't there some Q theory about a lizard man coming to get all the kids in a pedophile pizzeria?
So he's afraid. He's afraid of the lizard people. They're gonna take over Florida.
Yeah, wasn't that a thing?
I don't know how that would. I mean,
if that wasn't, but holy shit! I mean, Marco Rubio's not like relevant. I mean,
no, he's just kind of quiet now.
In the way. He's just kind of in the way.
Yeah,
he's a speed bump.
Yeah, he's just being ever since the 2016 election, and he got fucked in the ass by Donald Trump and the rest of the Republican Party. He's not relevant at all.
He's not. And I don't think he will be again. Like, I can't see him being like 2024, vote me, baby hand Rubio.
I don't know. Who would you be more scared of running in the Democratic or running for president? Marjorie Taylor Greene or Donald Trump? Because Donald Trump is just a grifter. Like, I honestly don't.
He is. Look at his
Taylor Greene is crazy.
His whole fan base would definitely light themselves on fire for Trump. that Capitol riot was enough to show you that Trump cannot be trusted with any sorts of power ever again. His base is so like, there's still videos coming out of what happened with the riots. And no, nothing's ever obviously going to really come of it. Trump pretty much dodged all blame. He's clearly pretty much untouchable still. So no, he's clearly a threat.
Oh, so there's actually one thing I wanted to bring up. Manhattan's DA
said Trump's an idiot.
The DA
Can't trust
the DA in I don't know if this is
Manhattan?
Federal or no, the Manhattan District Attorney. The Manhattan.
That's the state.
Yeah.
Cyrus Vance Jr., the Manhattan District Attorney, who's trying to go after Trump. I don't know if he can get him. I mean,
you can't hold
Cyrus Vance. Well, first of all, his term is going to be up by the end of the year, so I don't know. And he's not. Their election is this year for DA, and he's not running, from what I understand. But you also have to figure Cyrus Vance Jr. He's been the DA there for a long time. And just, if you're a political junkie, you would know that his father was Jimmy Carter's Secretary of State.
You look at Trump, he pretty much seems untouchable still.
But anyway, Donald Trump might become the first U.S. president to actually get convicted of a crime. There's also been a lot of issues related.
He should have been, though. He should have already been.
So this is something I didn't know, and I feel like this shouldn't be a thing. Apparently, former U.S. presidents get briefings, which I don't know why they would.
I think their statement was to provide some sort of background help, some sort of expertise on the subject.
Yeah, but anyway,
it's not heavily uncommon. But Donald Trump is like the first president to lose it.
Oh, he did lose it. Okay, good. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think he did. But I mean, he's like a kid that you can just give crayons at the table anyway. So,
I mean, I think Joe Biden. I mean, they could just give him fake briefings.
That's what I'm saying. They could just give him a coloring book with crayons, and then that would be good enough.
They could give him a bunch of. They could give him a bunch of fake Russian secrets that he could give to Putin, and
that'll be good enough.
Be like,
it'll just say "Suka Bliet."
But that I kind of understand why that would be a thing, but yeah, Donald Trump should just be.
Another good thing happened on March 11th as well.
Oh, what?
Ron Johnson, a senator, Republican of Wisconsin.
Mm-hmm.
He claimed that the Capitol riot wasn't a threat in any way.
Oh, right,
boy.
yeah.
But he did continue that statement. He said, you know what would have made that a real threat?
If Antifa
If it
doing it?
If it was the Black Lives Matter movement,
Oh,
then
shit.
it would have been a real threat. So
Oh,
clearly what he saw at the
shit.
Capitol riot was nothing, but if it was the Black Lives Matter movement, then that's terrible. That's what he's saying.
Oh,
Yep, and
Jesus.
just so you know, he's one of the Republican senators up in 2022.
Well,
Just so
And-
everybody's aware.
And it is Wisconsin, so I mean, there's a possibility he could get booted out.
God willing.
Wisconsin used to be like a bastion of progressivism. Now it's
Yeah.
like
They're still bluish. They're still blue.
they're still
Well-
bluish, but not. It's going more red slowly.
I would
Well, no, it's a
I would say
it's a
Wisconsin's
purple
more
it's a
blue than
purple state.
Pennsylvania.
It's a purple state. They have a Democratic governor, Republican state legislature. One Republican senator, one
Yeah, but
Democratic senator. They bounce between a Republican governor and a Democratic governor every 8 years. And I was gonna say something else too. I forgot.
I would still say they're more like
But-
blurple. 'Cause I
oh,
still
and then
feel
Trump-
they lean blue still. Like
I would say
Pennsylvania.
now, yeah. Now they
Like
lean blue.
Pennsylvania's more red.
It depends on how you're looking at it. I mean, I would say that Wisconsin, is going blue. Like last year, they elected a Democrat to their Supreme Court. They went for Trump. They went for the Democratic governor. Whereas, Pennsylvania, we split between a Democrat and a Republican for Superior Court.
That's why Pennsylvania, to me, is a little bit more red than Wisconsin.
Pennsylvania, the state senate.
I don't know, it's
hasn't
hard-
been
it's hard to
blue
say.
in a very long time.
And it also
Since
does.
the 90s.
Of course, we're not from Wisconsin, so we don't really know the area too well. I mean, in Pennsylvania, we know Pittsburgh and Philly. Those entire areas carry the blue through Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Yeah, that and a few of the suburban areas.
Like, a lot of Pennsylvania is kind of like Pennsylvania. Like, when we hit...
You won't. Yeah, you won't. You can't win Pennsylvania with just Philly and Pittsburgh and
Well, no.
Allegheny County.
But that's what I'm saying. Like,
You do need to
Alaska,
snag. You need
and yet-
Scranton. You at least need the Wilkes-Barre part of Luzerne County.
Oh, Luzerne County
And-
does go red. Luzerne County went red again, I think.
Yeah, that's because of. I mean, most of the. What's been killing us lately is
The
the
Office.
Hazleton area. That just went straight red.
Well, a lot of
And-
that whole area goes red. Like, you're going through, like, the whole coal country. Like, that's all red. That's going to stay red. I mean, that's kind of what it is. Like, that's Pennsylvania there.
Yeah, going down that way, and it's funny too. It flipped so quick because I mean, all throughout the early 2000s, like that state rep district out there in Hazleton, that was represented by the Democratic leader. So basically, like the Steny Hoyer of Pennsylvania, and he lost his seat, and he used to win that seat like 60-40 every 2 years. And then in 2010, they just took a dump on his chest and decided to be ignorant scumbags and vote for a bunch of assholes all the time.
That's the Republican Party. So the Republican Party does. If they know one thing, they know how to be in the way. Another person from the Trump family was in the news again.
Which one?
Laura Trump.
Laura Trump? Who's
Is she a daughter or a daughter-in-law? I don't know.
The daughter-in-law. She's married to one of the Trump reject boys.
I think that might be Donald Jr.'s wife. Because
Yeah,
Eric's divorced, and Eric's with that Kimberly Guilfoyle now. Crazy nut job.
Oh, she's
Kimberly Guilfoyle.
with Eric Trump.
Yeah, she actually used to be married to Gavin Newsom, the governor of California. So how fucked up is that? Speaking of,
Yeah, so
looks like
what she
Gavin.
decided to do 5 days ago?
What?
So 5 days ago, this is how she made the news. I mean, 5 days ago, she stole $2 million from a dog rescue charity.
Wow. Fuck off.
Stole?
Well,
She stole $2 million?
has
Oh,
spent
okay.
almost $2 million of a dog rescue charity money.
Oh.
Well,
So,
a lot
to
of
me-
people.
To
You
me,
know,
that's
what? a lot
basically
of
money laundering 101.
a lot of people care more about animals, unfortunately, than they do people. So that might piss a lot of people off more so than.
But that's money laundering. I don't give a shit what
me,
people
that is.
care.
That's money
That-
laundering
yeah,
101.
that's
You
money
can't see
laundering.
any day right there. That's
Yeah, that's money laundering. But like what I'm
yeah.
People
Maybe they'll
won't
actually
care.
want to do something about it.
Yeah, people won't care about the money laundering. They'll care more about her stealing from a dog charity or whatever it was.
I mean, that's
but
very
the
true.
people who hold on, the people would probably want her to be charged for money laundering because they care more
I
about
would
dogs
say-
than people.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh.
The only problem is though, this happened in Florida, and Florida is just one
Yeah.
big crazy meth addict free for all. Like,
Oh, Florida. Like I think DeSantis can lose Florida.
have you ever played Grand Theft Auto 5?
Yes.
Maybe. I don't know which one I've played.
Grand Theft Auto 5 is the latest Grand Theft Auto.
Yes.
Oh no,
Yeah, I
haven't
mean-
played it then.
That whole online, that's Florida. It's reckless abandonment chaos where you have cars just going wherever they want, people running wherever they want. You got people punching people, stealing bikes, stealing cars, people running away from cops shooting people. That's Florida. Florida is GTA 5. GTA 5 is not even an original game. They just mapped out Florida and said, cool, this is our game now.
Oh, but yeah, like to when we do get more famous, to all of our to anyone who views this who is from Florida, who actually is progressive, we love you. But
I showed you that map though. What's happening in the Florida?
Florida is Republican, but it's only barely Republican.
I mean,
Like,
Bill
Florida-
Nelson was a senator from there for a while. He
Well,
was
Ben Nelson only lost by a couple points. The
Remember
only
that-
one who Rubio keeps running away with it. He's the only one that seems to win by a good 4 or 5 points. Everybody else is only like by 1 or 2 points.
Andy, did you watch that GIF I linked you about Florida?
I think no, I didn't. No, I didn't.
You don't watch that amazing link about what's happening in Florida where they predict sea level rise?
No, I. Hold on, I'm going through.
I linked it in the chat even.
Okay. Oh, this one. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Now that's a really interesting GIF we got going on there.
Oh, that state is gone.
Now, to some people who see Florida going underwater by the ocean is a great thing. Because, you know, goodbye Florida. However, though, it's a bad thing not due to global climate change. It's a bad thing because then where are all those Florida people gonna go?
Well, they're either going to go to Alabama, Georgia, or any one of the number.
Well, it depends on where they're from. If South Florida is like New York, North Florida is like Mississippi
All Florida's going
and
under.
Alabama.
That's the most dangerous thing about global climate change is that Florida's going to sink underwater, and then that means those Florida people are going to be let loose upon the country.
Well, I would imagine though that South Florida is going to get hit worse than North Florida.
You know,
And
all of
South
it goes under.
Yeah, all of
And
it's
South-
going under.
All of it goes
And
under.
South Florida's that's where the Democrats are, and North Florida is where the Republicans are. South Florida should be 2 states, to be honest. It should be Florida should be 2 states.
The thing is, Florida's
South
going
Florida and North
underwater.
Florida.
Florida's going underwater, and those crystal
Yeah.
meth heads are going to be roaming this country.
Okay, so
That's what's happening.
okay, so long story short, Steve, this is what the GIF Pat just linked me. If you want to look in the chat, if all of the glaciers were to melt, all parts of everything, the entire state would be underwater.
Yeah.
But
Which like I said, that's cool because take that, Florida. But like I said, then we have to deal with where do they go. That's detrimental to the environment itself. Like you're in a neighborhood one day, a nice peaceful neighborhood, and all of a sudden you see Florida people running at you like they're zombies because they're on meth. Yeah, that's dangerous. Stop global climate change.
On behalf of Pennsylvania, I would like to apologize to Florida. I'm sure not everybody's a meth head.
Apologize to Florida. Sorry, Florida. We're sorry that you're mostly meth.
Well, I'm sure. Is Pennsylvania that much better? We got some meth heads around here.
We are that much better than Florida. Yes. Haven't you ever seen the memes of Florida, man? Like that's raw dog in society of just what Florida's capable of.
Pennsylvania's.
Yeah.
I mean, Pennsylvania's biggest problems is I mean.
Don't say Tamaqua. We already know.
Tamaqua. Like Pennsylvania's biggest problem is it has. I don't know. I haven't looked at the numbers, but a lot of people are moving away because.
Oh no! Why would they want to leave this beautiful area?
Yeah, I mean, why? Why would you ever want to move?
I mean, we have Scranton, the office, yay, the beautiful Susquehanna River.
Yeah,
wow.
But
well, I mean, it's not as bad as everybody makes it out to be. Like people move here too.
That river is awful.
All right,
well, hold on.
Okay,
people move here, and that's how everybody is. Like people move here, and they're like, "Damn, man, I grew up in some like bum ass town in Xville, in state, and now I'm here. Oh, this is so much better." And that's just how it is. That's how everybody is. Everybody's always trying to get away from their family.
You know why they might feel that way?
And they're trying to get away from X, Y, or Z, and that's all they...
Those people, it's because those people have that opinion is because they're like, damn, I'm a real racist redneck growing up in the South.
Well,
but I'm in a Democratic town. Fuck this. I'm going to go to Pennsylvania and find my roots.
But
that's what they do. That's how they love it.
They're not all from the South.
A lot.
I don't know. I mean, just everybody's always like a fucking, Wilkes-Barre sucks. Scranton sucks, and they just sound very, very petulant to me.
Okay,
yeah, I forgot all the people from San Diego
saying,
"Fuck San Diego." I want to live in the boonies of Pennsylvania.
I want to ask Steve a question. All right, so these numbers. The last time I looked at this was about 2 years ago, so the numbers probably changed by now. But do you know what the average family of 4 living in Wilkes-Barre makes? Average
family of 4.
Yes,
60,000.
You're not even close.
What did you say?
60,000. Nope.
50.
Okay,
40, 30, 20,
40.
10. I don't know. Just tell
I was
me.
gonna guess 38.
That's
40. That's pretty low. That's pretty low.
That's extremely low. Family of 4 living on $40,000 a year. That is terrible. I mean, I'm sorry, Steve, and I know, but the Democratic Party does not realize, like, the Democratic
They don't care.
They don't give a shit. They really don't. They just want,
Well, what makes you say that the Democratic Party? Here we go. Oh, I'm gonna be a fucking the Democratic Party.
Because they don't know.
All,
they don't research this shit.
First of all, the state of Pennsylvania has been under Republican control, at least the state legislature, for almost all of the last 2 generations.
Hold on, you're trying to change the subject.
Man, that's
no. Stop. You're blaming the Democratic Party again. And
I'm talking about here in Wilkes-Barre. They've been in power for a very long time.
You're painting the picture that Pennsylvania is pretty red, like a nice dog dick shade of red.
And no, the state legislature has been. So go fucking look it up if you think I'm wrong.
Well,
I'm just saying that Pennsylvania is failing.
Okay, but you see, here's why Steve's trying to change the subject. Okay,
but what's Wilkes-Barre supposed to do about it? Okay, so
develop economically, adapt.
Yes.
get a better economy, moron. That's what you're supposed to do.
Like, look,
Yeah.
if
So what does that mean? Does that mean? What
Take
does that mean?
Wilkes-Barre.
That
That
means
means improving the that means improving the
Yeah.
infrastructure. That means improving
be
everything.
specific. Be
Okay,
specific.
I
What does
will.
that mean? Does that
I'm
mean
being
give tax?
specific.
I will
Does that
bang
mean
out
give tax
points right
abatements
now.
to? Does that mean give tax abatements to like
Here
some
goes your
fucking
liberals filibustering. He's filibustering us.
Okay,
big
what's
stupid corporation?
no, you
So they could-
dumbass.
He's
Well, then what do you
filibustering
mean?
us.
What are you talking about then?
Okay, here's how.
Okay, let me go.
This is what the city of Wilkes-Barre needs to do. Number one, it has to address the issue of a lot of landlords in this area that are, like or not in where the Ashley Furniture used to be. That landlord hasn't done anything with that property.
Are you talking about
moving
where the tornado hit?
Yeah, hold
Yeah.
on. Wait. But not only that, like a lot of landlords are like,
Like, look at the mall.
There's
It's dying.
yes, that place is dying. They need to do something about that. There are
Well, that's
But look at-
Wilkes-Barre Township.
Look at-
That's Wilkes-Barre Township, which
yes,
is controlled by
okay.
Republicans.
okay, it's Wilkes-Barre. It's Wilkes-Barre
finish trying to
Township.
figure
You're
out
right.
now.
But okay, but here's the other thing. Like, there are a lot of underdeveloped properties in Wilkes.
I love how you guys are missing also very, very, very easy points to cherry pick from. Wilkes-Barre has terrible public transportation. A lot of
They
people
should
don't
do
own
something
cars.
about that.
And a lot of
They
people
could do
don't own
something
cars.
about that.
So that also affects what type of jobs they can even get to begin with. They should easily fix their public transportation system and allow people to get to other jobs.
I would think about taking the bus every day. Well, we're in the pandemic. I'm working from home, but I would think about taking the bus every day if I had a
Yep.
bus to take.
And a time schedule that can actually fit. Exactly. Like
Yeah.
buses, I've seen buses stop around. This is pre-pandemic. Buses stopped around here on some days, like by 6 p.m.
Yeah, that's way too early. Like I looked
yeah.
it up. I would be able to get to work. And then the last bus would leave my place of work at around 10 after 6. And then it would end up it would go down to the square, and
Leave
that
you
would
there.
be it.
Yeah.
It would leave me at the square. That would there would be no more buses home.
And that alone, that's just basic infrastructure that Pennsylvania cities should really start fixing, because other people cannot get access to other jobs, because there are jobs that do ask questions like, do you have reliable transportation? Because they will pass you up if you're like, I gotta take the public bus.
Yeah, and Lackawanna County, I believe, does have a late night bus where it takes people who work the second shift. And to be fair, Luzerne County did the same thing, but it wasn't. They need to do it more. We have more people than Lackawanna County.
Well, it's like I said, it's just things like that. They could also just think about expanding what they have, like the arena. They talked about making that become like a massive arena, but
Okay,
they didn't
yeah,
go
that
through.
would've- that was given to the voters. The voters said no. The voters said we're
Exactly.
gonna.
And
But-
that fails what we could potentially bring in. You're talking about maybe different shows, just small economical gains that this area could have done. Instead,
That
we're
would
kind of just
what
like,
they did.
let's drown instead.
Well, what they didn't want is the people didn't want more tax money going to the arena, which is a good point. Like, why should we be giving that? We've been giving tax abatements all over this fucking county for all these fucking big corporations, and it hasn't done a goddamn thing.
Because
Like the county's always. Hold on, the county's always strapped for money. The city's always strapped for money. Like, what good's it done?
It's clearly not going to fix those roads.
Oh my god, the roads are terrible. Holy shit. But anyway,
Man,
here's
there was that one pothole downtown Wilkes-Barre where a person almost as tall as me could fit into it.
But like, see, here's the thing that people
That's a little bit under 6 feet.
this is something that
That's not a pothole at that point.
This is something that Democrats and Republicans, to quickly address Steve's point, there are some things people have to realize. You either have
We need Domino's to pave the roads.
We either have taxes to fund shit, or you have no taxes and you're on your fucking own. That's the
We're kind of doing nothing.
And yeah, we are kind of doing nothing.
We're drowning, and that's why people leave. There's no opportunity.
Goddamn Republicans and Democrats like Steven here are bitching about tax abatements. And
They go back and forth. They play tug of war all day.
Well, are you saying tax abatement's good? Because that's not something that, if you're calling me a neoliberal and you're pro-giving tax abatements, then you...
No, it's just the fact something new's got to be done. Like, you can't do the same thing every day and be like, how come things aren't getting better for me? Imagine waking up every day and you say you hate the color green, but every shirt you own and every hoodie you own is green. You could do basic changes about that. We need to start thinking like, okay, the same shit we have done for decades has failed us. Maybe it's time to do something new. And that's just not for this county. That's for like the country as a whole. Once you start doing the same stupid plan over and over again and it fails, do something new.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, if we had nothing but Democrats in both houses, and I'm talking big majorities, right now it's like fucking 50-50 in the Senate, then, and if every state had a Democratic majority, a solid Democratic majority in both houses and the governor, this is a totally different country right now. This is, if you had that, then you would be looking at better public transportation. You'd have freaking high-speed rail from New York to California.
You really think just the Democrat alone?
Yeah, I do. I fucking do think that.
I think this country is still too religious-based for real things to change. Like the Vatican. Did you know what the Vatican said?
Yeah, they said some bullshit.
Yeah, fuck.
No blessing the same-sex
That has nothing to do with
those are the Democrats are also all about that. And people follow religion to a T in this area. And in most parts of the country.
I'm on the board at a fucking church, and I could tell you that nobody's going to fucking church. So stop bitching about religion. Religion's not the fucking problem.
Yeah,
no one's going to church.
The people, you may be right, Steve. The people who don't follow, like who aren't part of the clergy, they might not follow religion to a T. But here's something that those people need to understand. If the Pope is going to sign a goddamn letter reaffirming the church's position on on gay marriage and all that other shit, and actively discriminate against everyone in the LGBT community, then it's time for the people within the Catholic Church to fucking rise up and say that's wrong.
Well, that's been happening for the past couple of days.
I haven't.
But you also have Democrats who are also very strong religious people who are just like, oh, the Vatican says it.
Nah, that's baloney. First of all, I mean, all right. So if you want me to really say, I mean, there's a priest. His name is James Martin. He's been calling out. He called out the Pope. That guy's been pro LGBT.
Okay,
since before it was popular to be pro-LGBT. I mean,
and then you've got the Paulist fathers too. Okay, I'll give you that point. But now,
there
are certain.
I mean, they're the ones. There's lots of people that are trying to work for change, and I mean, a lot of people cut and run, and we're like, oh yeah.
That's the thing, though.
Religion.
That's when it comes down to Republican Democrats. Like, not every single Democrat.
That's just bullshit.
You're saying
that's just bullshit.
Democrats are also flat tires in many ways too.
Well, I'll take. You know what? The one flat tire I know of is an atheist from Arizona named Kristen Sinema. Okay, so there's your.
You're about to say like.
Now you're being
Joe.
Now you're just doing anecdotal evidence.
You're about to say Joe.
That's not anecdotal. Most atheists I know aren't that progressive.
What? Most atheists I know are really fucking progressive.
No, most atheists that I know fall into that libertarian baloney.
Yeah, libertarian baloney.
But
it's disgusting.
But there are some libertarians who are atheists, but that's most
atheists, or I should say non-theistic, lapsed religious people who aren't that religious.
Disgusting heathens.
They're not that progressive. I haven't seen it. So I hear all these people like, oh, religion, oh, but I don't.
Religion
I'm,
is a tool
I'm not
that's held back society for centuries.
We were 100 times, 500 times more religious 70 years ago, and we got a lot more fucking done 70 years ago than we're getting done now. So
I'm pretty sure the world was also a lot more racist 70 years ago in the U.S.
cut the bitching about fucking religion because it ain't the fucking problem. Religion is not the problem. We don't have fucking.
And just like every Democrat is the answer. Democrats are also flat tires. Like the Democrats who voted no to the minimum wage raise. They're flat tires.
Now, those 8 Democrats gotta go in the next 2, 4, 6 years. But here's the thing, though.
Then who's going to replace them? Republicans.
Hold on.
Flat tires.
It was 8 Democrats. Okay, and this is where this bullshit about the Democratic clown shoe nonsense that people talk about with the Democrat and Republican Party being just as bad. Okay, you had 8 Democrats that voted against it. All Republicans voted against it. Now, if all Democrats voted against it, then you can be like, "Oh, the Democratic Party is those big fucking horrible, terrible things," you know.
Because there's a strict difference that you're missing there.
What's the difference is?
This is the difference. You want to know what that main difference is?
What?
Now, Andy.
What's up?
Let's say there's a really mean dog, and it's gonna bite you every goddamn time it looks at you.
Okay.
So it looks at you and it bites you. You're not surprised. You already know that's gonna happen. And now there's a cuddly chinchilla that's like fucking chill as shit, and all of a sudden it fucking bites you. That comes at a goddamn surprise. Okay, we expect shit from the Republicans. That's why no one's like, oh my god, I can't believe they all did that. We know their shit, but the Democrats are the ones who failed it.
Well, but again, it's not the Democrats. It was 8 Democrats.
That's the Democrats.
No,
it was enough Democrats to fuck it up.
They were a flat tire on a way to a party.
And I understand we need to get rid of those 8 Democrats, but we need to replace them with better Democrats over the next couple of years. But we also
are we ready to see the wave of memes about gun control yet? Have you guys been seeing them yet?
Not yet. No.
Yesterday there was a shooting.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, that. Oh yes. No,
yeah,
you know what? I haven't seen any anti-gun control memes yet. Surprisingly.
No, I've been seeing the Republican meme saying, "Oh, it's coming. They're gonna try to take away our guns again." So that whole shooting was. I don't know the guy's name. He's just some fat idiot.
He's kind of a loser.
He killed
more than
8 people, and 6 were Asian.
Yeah,
and I'm pretty sure all 8 killed were also women too.
I think there might have been 2 guys killed. I saw a montage of pictures, and
but I definitely know
guys on it.
I definitely know 6 of them were Asian, and
6 of them were Asian women. Yeah,
and yet the state that he did it in, you have to wait a day before you can get an abortion. You have to apparently think it out if you want that abortion or not. But buying a gun, fuck it, I'm gonna get it.
Yeah.
I mean, this is my opinion. I've never.
Well, did you hear what the sheriff said?
What? What did he say?
The sheriff's official statement. It was not.
He had a bad day.
He had a bad day, and it was not racially motivated.
Oh boy.
It was racially motivated, and I don't give a fuck if he was having a bad day. He was having a bad day and he was fed up with it. Fed up with fucking what? Being a fat idiot? He could have went to the gym and just said, I'm not going to be a fat idiot anymore.
I mean,
that's why The Onion beat me to it. God damn, The Onion made an article about it. I'm like, oh.
I saw The Onion article, yeah.
Yeah, those sons of a bitches, they beat me.
What is your guys' opinion on gun control? Because, like, 8 years.
I mean, clearly some people should not have a fucking gun. Clearly. Period.
Because like 8 years ago, I used to be heavily left on that issue, but now I'm somewhere in the middle because I find it very convincing that from 1970 until now, gun deaths have been going up. And what also happened in that period of time? Well, wages have stagnated, the economy went in the shitter, and a whole bunch of other things.
Okay. Well, you also missed. How about you focus on the shooters? Now, everyone always says those shooters have a particular thing in common with them. They're mentally off.
Yeah.
Now, to me,
mentally ill people should not have a gun. I agree with that.
Now, to me, though, I'm pretty sure you know where I stand about owning guns. Fuck it, let's own guns. Let's all fucking own as many guns as we want and go crazy with them. If you want to have a rack of guns, fucking have a rack of guns. Go crazy. But I don't want to hear the bullshit about, well, he was mentally unfit. Well, yeah, but yet he was still able to buy a gun. And we don't have the resources in place to just check all these mentally unfit people. And that goes back to our healthcare system, which is also shit. If we had a better healthcare system, then we could also have it in place to say, he's mentally unfit. Let's get him help.
Yes.
That could have been all prevented just naturally. The gun control thing could have been dodged right to begin with, and he would also be getting the help he needs because he's unstable. But we have a terrible healthcare system, and people will still focus on the gun is the problem.
Yeah, the gun is not the problem, the person is.
It's not. But yet you still have Republicans saying, no, it was the person. Yeah, we know it's the person, but the Republicans are also against universal basic health care. That could have prevented that whole problem, too. But it was still racially motivated. Definitely was. And the sheriff was a fucking idiot for saying I have a bad day. Like, if I'm having a bad day, maybe I'll have an extra drink. You know what I mean? Like, you just don't say I'm gonna have a bad... I'm not gonna have a bad... I'm having a bad day. Fucking, let's give me them nuke codes and then just fucking blow shit up. No one fucking does that. Having a bad day.
Yeah, I agree with the issue that the gun is not the problem, it's the person. But then when you say that and then you don't do anything about it, you're a fucking hypocrite. And I don't like it when Republicans say that because
and that's what it is.
They're not going to actually do anything about it.
It's a never-ending cycle with them. It's just constant repeating motions with them because they don't want anything to change because they don't really give a shit in the end. And plus, the NRA loves when a Democrat's in president because that's when they have their best sales.
Yep.
They just fear you. They just fear you into buying guns because they know the Republican base equivalent brain power is like a 30-watt bulb. And they know, let's keep flicking that bulb and get them to listen to us. Like, the light bulb in an Easy Bake Oven has more power than like a million Republican brains put together on that.
But, oh my god.
It's a dim lit bulb that you thought was about to die, but nope, it was brand new out of the box, just very fucking dim-witted.
Oh my god. Yeah, but I can't stand and I can't stand the SJWs who say that we need to abolish the Second Amendment. It's like, look,
okay,
that's never gonna happen, and it shouldn't.
The only thing I always found weird though about that was like I said, I'm pro owning guns. Like, yay.
I am too. I don't want to.
But
if you want to go.
But isn't it weird though that that's like a right given to you? Like, you're a baby, and the right you have to this world is owning a gun. But you think like, I want clean water and clean air. Can I have that as a right also?
Yeah, that'd be nice as well.
Can I have my clean air and clean water while I'm holding a gun or something? Like, why do I need to be like a baby out of the womb, put like a raccoon skin cap on and handed like a 22 and says, here you go, into the world.
But it's not a right. It shouldn't have been a right. It should be a privilege. If
True.
You are not mentally fit to own a gun, you shouldn't. Period. But if you want to own one, go for it.
But that's the only sad thing is like, we're going to just constantly keep seeing the stupid hate shit. And it's going to be a never-ending cycle. Like, there's going to be more shootings. And there's going to be more discussions. But nothing will get done. It'll all be forgotten.
Yeah.
Until the next one. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think the Second Amendment got a little bit forgotten about during the pandemic because there wasn't as many fucking shootings during the pandemic. And
I know.
now
I'm
that
surprised
things
Trump,
are gonna-
I'm surprised Trump didn't take credit for that. Like, yeah, I'm president, and look at all the school shootings. It went down.
Well, school shootings went down, but I do actually think teenage
I know, because
suicide
we
went
weren't
up.
in school. No one was in school. I'm just surprised Trump didn't tweet about it, like, school shootings are down. Thank me for that. But of course, probably in like states like Alabama, teacher-student sex happened a lot too during those homeschool sessions.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. So what else happened in the news what else happened in the news, Pat?
I mean, that was pretty big. I mean, for what's happened for the whole past week. I know just today, 170. It was like 172 votes of Republicans voted against the Violence Against Women Act.
I'm surprised.
Yeah, it was supposed to be an act, that helps women against like domestic violence and certain assaults, etc. They all voted against it, of course, because fuck it, women are like a second-class citizen in the U.S. That's the way the Republicans treat them.
Yeah.
And that's the way the Republican women in Congress want to be treated, because I'm sure that a lot of Republican women in Congress voted against the VAWA reauthorization.
Oh yeah, of course. I bet there are the women shouting about Jewish death lasers. Like, she's not capable of making her own decisions, so she just wants someone to do it for her because she would drown if it were raining. She's gonna be screaming on her front lawn about the Jew death lasers as it's raining, and she's gonna look up with her mouth open and drown in the rain. Because that's her brain capacity. And she's only in that position because she ran unopposed.
Oh my God.
Yeah, the Democrat basically quit in the race about 2 weeks and moved away.
Man, that Democrat, like, I could have just took a board, drew a face on it, and it still would have been a better fucking choice than her.
Well, people are ignorant enough to vote for that crap.
A literal fucking potato would have been better.
I know. You could have literally wrote yes on one side and no on the other, and then roll the potato when you have to make a decision. And it still would have had better odds of giving us something better than anything she has ever done.
Oh my God. We're talking about Marjorie Taylor Greene, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what we're talking about.
A potato with a yes or no side that you roll has a better chance of answering you meaningfully than her. But I say we end this episode on a bright note.
What's the bright
Okay.
note?
Steve Bannon,
Oh, that's not
Did he get arrested?
after years of a long legal battle in Italy, he lost it. He lost his legal battle in Italy. He won't be able to put up his shitty right-wing Catholic political academy.
Good. That's very good to hear.
So, fuck you, Steve Bannon. You fucking idiot.
the Grinch of the real Grinch of the Republican Party. All right. So we're ending it there?
I say that's a good place to end it.
All right.
Okay.
Knowing that the Republicans took an L.
Yes.
Knowing the Republicans took an L. Hopefully the Democrats can learn how to win for once. Peace out, y'all.
Well, hold your breath. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye, guys.